All right, welcome back to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. We're joined today, Drive Safe Dave. Go ahead. I love when you do the introduction. So just watch and admire this guy real quick.
Owner Operator of the Year candidate, basically going to be announced, tomorrow night? Tomorrow night. We've got 3 finalists. This is one of your heroes out there, Glenn.
For
Glenn,
sure.
how long, I mean, we were sitting here talking numbers. How long are we really talking? How many miles right now with Prime? How many miles have you driven safe?
I've got 4 million with Prime.
Woo! 4 million.
4 million, man.
Miles.
Great job.
We got
man.
them standing up out here in the galley.
Great
and
job.
let me ask you a question. And if you had to go all the way back to the original days, how many miles are we talking?
5.5 million.
5.5 million.
And those aren't paid miles. Those are those are paid miles.
Those are paid miles. Those aren't actual running miles. But and if it was actual running miles, we're around 8.
I'd be around 8. Yeah.
About 8.
Everybody, all the owner operators, like, yes, amen.
So, Glenn, the reason we want you on here, and I'm just going to come right out and say it, we want to talk to the heroes that are out there and focus on some of the reasons why you do what you do and how you do what you do.
The main reason I do what I do is because it puts food on the table. And, I got a 9th grade education, and I make money that executives make driving a truck.
And you talk about that, but if it wasn't successful and you didn't do it so well, you sure wouldn't have been in it so long.
No.
And it sounds to me like to be nominated, this isn't your first time to be nominated, is it?
No, it's my 4th time.
Wow.
4th time to be nominated as an owner-operator. So you're obviously doing something right, and you're doing something right not only by the company you're with, but people are recognizing you for the things that you do. And I want to personally say thank you for all the service that you do and the things that you do out there on the road. I'm telling you, from one driver to another, you're absolutely somebody that needs to be looked up to, and I got to get some stuff from you. I got to go, people got to go out there, and when we talk about you right here, what are you doing today? Are you running all 48, or what are you running?
I run all 48 in all Canada.
All 48 in all Canada, baby. Wow.
Yeah, I did a dedicated run from Miami to Northwest Canada and back for 5 years.
How was that? You get any miles?
That's 7,200 miles a week.
Not by himself. He's running teams with his wife. Okay, I just want to know the safest station in the nation. We're not saying do that as a solo.
Right.
But I do want to hear this. What does safety mean to you when you're out there on
absolutely.
the road? Talk to us a little bit about what you do with the safety and how you make it happen out there as you're driving each one of them miles.
Well, safety is the number one calling for all of us.
Thank you.
Safe. You're safe. Other people are safe. And the biggest thing by driving a truck safely, it keeps your money coming in. I wouldn't have got nominated for this if I wasn't a safe driver.
Yeah.
And it's just safety is the thing you got to do. I mean, and to stay safe, biggest thing is just pay attention to what's going on around you.
Yeah, we talk a lot about situation awareness, knowing that your situation's different right now than it could have been 5 minutes ago,
Yes.
right? You're in traffic, and you have to watch that speed and space.
Yes.
Talk to me about, because I think this is something that we have to continue to educate the younger drivers on.
Correct.
On speed and space. How important is that really?
It's extremely important because you see these 60, 70, 80 car pileups in the last few years. Biggest thing is stay away from people. Stay out of groups. Stay out by yourself. And people will let you know when they're going to do something stupid if you just pay attention to what's going on.
Wow, I like
They put
that.
up the red flag.
I
Hey,
like
I'm fixing
it.
I'm
Yeah.
fixing to go.
Yes,
I'm
they
fixing to
will.
go exit here all the way across the highway, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is, obviously you've been doing this a long time, you have a lot of patience and a lot of going on. What is the big pet peeve for you out there that I want to know, what is the one thing you just have to do this every time you see it? What is it?
The biggest pet peeve I have right now is other truck drivers that they get in front of you and try to take your hood off when they're coming back over.
Oh my
They don't wait till they're way past you. For no
you
reason,
sure,
they
you
just
sure
come
didn't
over.
flash them over yet, right? They're
Right.
just coming over.
They're just coming over.
They don't. Do you think it's because they don't have the experience to know how deep they are, or do you think they just don't care, or what do you think's going on?
I think they just don't care because, it never used to be that way.
Well, I
it's
think-
just recently that
And I
it
think it's
started
training.
happening.
I think it's training. I think we get them out there, and you and I, and I'm going to tell you as personally, I don't believe drivers are really understand what's going on until they've seen 2 seasons twice.
Correct.
I mean, not just one season, because you can have a mild winter.
Right.
You ain't gonna get through 2 of them. Mild.
Right.
I mean,
I
and
agree.
you're gonna see them both, and I think that experience that you have, Glenn, is imperative to know about what's going on.
Yes, it is. Well, the thing of it is I believe there should be an apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
I like that.
You should start, at least a minimum of a year on somebody else's truck.
Yeah.
And a graduated deal up to it, where a lot of companies right now, and people are going to hate me for this, but they're paying people coming into the industry money that it took me a long time to get to. And once they get out on their own, they find out they're not making the money they were making as they were training.
Well, I'll tell you that I want to talk to you about one of the other things. You run team with your wife,
yes.
Right? And how does that work? How's that worked out over time?
It works out great for the most part. It gets interesting in that cab some days.
You can't get away either.
No, you ain't got nowhere to go.
Oh, no. Yeah, do you still get into trouble inside the cab? Do you ever get in trouble?
Oh, I get in trouble on a daily basis.
But you get out of it.
Yes.
You get out of it. What is it? What's the secret to getting out of it for you? Well,
Glenn, the thing about it is I've been married to the same woman for 40 years. And we both get over it. 5-10 minutes, we're done with it. We say what we got to say, we get it out, and then we're done.
That's great, and to know that you work with your wife and do all that kind of thing over the road and over teams. How is the industry, do you think, has changed towards safety, and let's say in the last 20 years, or last 10?
I think that the companies are focusing more on safety, but I don't think we got too many new drivers that don't have the experience for the safety that's out there.
So I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't know yet, but I think with guys like you and the leadership roles that y'all take,
right,
and to celebrate the successes, because I don't think they have the heroes that we had. Remember back in the day, I remember driving back in the day, and there were guys that I looked up to that were been around a long time. They knew what they're doing. It was word of mouth. We talked on the CB.
Right.
I knew their handles, but when I heard them on the CB, I wanted to know what they were doing, where they were going.
Right.
They knew what they were doing, and it was that apprentice program that you're talking about kind of was going on.
Right.
And because they told you, and they weren't afraid to tell you what you were doing wrong.
Oh no.
They'd tell you on the road right away, right?
Yep.
They'd get out there and say, hey, keep that thing in. I mean, they wouldn't let you get away with murder. And I think what you're talking about here is the same thing. I think we need to get with these guys in that training program, that apprentice program you're talking about. But I think it goes farther than that. I think we need to involve them more and get them trained and talk about safety, because that's really what it is. And they need heroes. And guess what, Glenn? You may not know this. You speak very humble of yourself, but you are one of those guys being nominated 4 and 5 times out here on the floor today. You are one of those heroes, man. And I want to appreciate everything you do for us.
Thank you.
Because it matters, and it should matter. It should matter to you, and it should matter to every single person that's involved with you. I hope you got 900 handshakes today.
Oh, I have. Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
Yep, it is.
It's
a
awesome.
lot of appreciation for what you do, and we have drivers. Let's say watch this right now. Are the workforce of America, those that are heroes out there? Do you feel right now like a hero? Say, as opposed to, say, pre-COVID? Have we forgot about it? Because I know everybody during COVID, there was thank a truck or thank a driver. Is it still there, or is it?
It's gone. It went away. Driving a truck on the road right now is probably the worst time I've ever had to drive one. Yeah. You have no place to eat at night. Truck stops closed 7, 8 o'clock, or the restaurants closed 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the evening. My wife drives nights. Most times she can't find nothing to eat. And it's just, I think since COVID, people forgot how to drive. Wow. It seems like they do more stupid stuff now than they've ever done before.
Yeah, we've seen it. We see it. Talk to me about truck parking. We continue to talk and to work with David Heller over at the TCA as well about the truck parking situation. We see the trucks on the side of the road, and we spend a lot of time educating those outside the trucking industry that, when you see them parked on the side of the road, on the ramps, they're not there because they want to.
No, they do not want to be. There is no parking. If you're not in the truck stop by 5 o'clock in the evening, you might as well keep driving, because you ain't going to find parking. I'm lucky because I run team. We run around the clock. We don't have to find parking. But, shippers and receivers are going to have to, we go to shippers and receivers, got lots for 500 trucks, and they got 50 trucks sitting there, but they won't let us park there. A lot of these big cities could put in just a gravel lot, in the city limits right outside. charge each customer, each company in that town $10 a month,
Yeah.
and they could pay for security to be in that lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about the city of Dallas. I mean, and you think about Dallas, and for those of you that don't drive a truck, you would think, well, there's got to be parking all over the place. And Dave,
No.
there's not.
No,
There's no parking.
There's no parking
insane.
anywhere, and I don't think it's just Dallas. I don't think
No,
it's
it's
just
everywhere.
Dallas.
It's all the big cities.
It's all the big cities, and you know what? They don't want to invest in a truck parking, but we've really got to talk to this. We've got to find a solution, because if we want people to be in this industry, and we want them to excel and be safe, right? Because
Correct.
Being safe, truck is a nice, safe place to park.
Yep.
Is imperative in wanting to be safe every day.
Right.
Because if we're going to take care of the drivers on the road, we need to take care of them off the road as
Correct.
well. And I'll tell you, you talk about your wife driving out there at night when you're in the sleeper, and she does, let's say, have to pull over and stop and go to the restroom or what have you in those places. It's important you got to feel that she's safe
Yes,
too.
it is. And rest areas, they got them jammed up so much you can't even get in them at night. She won't stop at them no more because of that reason.
Yeah, they're full.
I mean, they actually block the exits and everything else where you can't even get out.
Yeah, so it's truck stops.
Yep.
And you got to go to the fuel aisle.
Yep.
Because there's no place to park, so you got to run through the fuel aisle real quick.
Yep.
So just to go to the restroom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, isn't it? And
It
you
is.
know what? I hope that you, when you have this platform, not only say thank you, but you also have the opportunity, because you know what? Everybody's listening to you right now, Glenn.
Right.
So if you have an opportunity, man, I challenge you to say, hey, these are just some of the things that we see.
We've got to
because I
talk
think
about it.
people will listen to you.
Correct.
And right now, when you grab them by the hand, they say, hey, thank you. Say, hey, what are you doing about truck parking?
Right.
No, for sure.
my mouth runs, I guarantee you.
No, I know. I've heard you. You are a character. You're not afraid. Hey, he's not afraid to tell you what he's thinking. No, I promise you, he's already told me 2 or 3 times. So.
Hey, I just wanted
And
to
if
say,
I'm afraid, I just have my wife do it, because she ain't afraid to say nothing to anybody.
hey, I do want you to see this. You know what? We are the safest station in the nation. And I want to say thank you for being part of the safety show. Look at the shoes we have on over here.
Oh.
You know your safety when you have a colored shirt on. Dave, show us your shoes. He's not so much.
Mine are slip-ons.
I'm from the bottom up, baby. Bottom up for about safety. I appreciate those shoes. I appreciate what you do. Sincerely, we got to do this before we close out of here. We need you to say your name and say thank you for watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
Hey, my name's Glen Horack, and thank you for watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man.
If you haven't voted yet, here it is right here.
Hey,
a
man.
candidate right now,
Hey.
driver of the year.
That's right. And if you're walking around the TCA, make sure you shake his hand
Yes.
and say thank you for the years of
Hey,
service and the
seriously, I
quality of work
appreciate
done.
everything you
all right,
do.
everybody.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Have a great day. We will
Thank
see
you all.
y'all.
Be good.